If you ever bought a bullet journal just in time for January, but you never set it up, then this video is for you. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Delphine. Here's the thing, bullet journaling is actually simpler than it looks. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through how I set up my bullet journal to help you understand how I personally use it. So grab your notebook and let's do this. I personally set up my bullet journal in 3 different sections. We have our yearly spreads, monthly layouts, and weekly pages. Yearly spreads are pages you can use to set your intention for the year, and you can continue to update them throughout the year. So I'll be starting today's video by showing you my 2025 yearly setup. Every year, I start the first page of my bullet journal with a cover. You can truly decorate it however you want, but I love to include the year and a small quote to set the tone for the entire year. And it doesn't have to be insanely detailed either, you can simply add a few washi tapes and a light grid. Up next, I love to add a grid sheet every single year. A grid sheet is basically a reference page where you will find pre-divisions of some of your common spreads to avoid having to work out the math every single time. I also included for the first time a yearly bingo where I wrote 25 things that I wanted to do in 2025. Oh, and I love creating tabs for my yearly setup, and you will find tutorials on my socials. Up next, I have a future log, which is a pretty classic spread. It's basically a year at a glance calendar where you can note down some events or appointments. But as you can see, I tend not to use it as much the second half of the year. So this one actually might get discontinued next year. My next spread is a vision board, which I really loved creating because I got to print different images, quotes that represented the goals that I had for the year. Which leads me to my bucket list, which I love to divide by season because I love to identify some seasonal activities or baking to do. And next to it, we have some intentions that I pre-divided by category. My categories are focus, personal, financial, fitness, fun things, and social media. A wish and gift list spread is so useful because you get to track the gift ideas you have throughout the year. A period tracker or a fitness tracker is another one that's great to include in your yearly spreads. A things to check out spread is also great because you get to note all of the things that you're being recommended, like books, restaurants, recipes, or movies. A bullet journal dashboard is a little bit more focused on the social media aspect and content creation. And so is this social media tracker where I get to follow how many one of you guys follow me in this little journey. To show you another setup, I decided to pull up my 2022 journal, and you'll find little differences here and there. For example, I included a key of the symbols that I used throughout the year. I also included more book forward spreads like a reading tracker and a quotes page. And you can also see that I was in a much more doodly mood back then. But you may ask how I actually plan my yearly setup. I start by listing all of my ideas, the spreads that I've been seeing online, and the ones that I'm inspired by. I'll start prioritizing the spreads that I truly want to include, and since I love making tabs, I'll make sure that the amount of spreads that I want match the number of spreads required for an even number of tabs. I then sketch mini journals to play with each spread's placement and to make sure that the amount of spreads matches my tabs. So in my case, since I wanted 8 tabs, this made a total of 19 spreads because the cover and grid sheet are not in the tabs portion of my yearly spreads. This leads me to my second section, which are my monthly layouts. Each month I include a cover and at the left a calendar. My cover is basically my thesis when it comes to my theme that I'll carry throughout the month. You can truly explore your favorite creative mediums here, but apart from my calendar and my cover, the second monthly spread that I pretty much always include is a monthly overview in which I'll include a habit portion and a list portion. I usually track 3 to 4 habits each month, and that's plenty for me. Any more than that and I just don't track my habits at all. Sometimes I create more doodle heavy themes like this January one, but I also love collages like I did in February and March, and sometimes watercolor too. But as you can see, there are a lot of different ways to create these 4 spreads. You can rearrange them, add decorations, and it totally transforms them. There are probably people who add a lot more monthly spreads than I do, but this works for me. And that's what's important when it comes to bullet journaling. You get to experiment, find out what you like, and if you want to, you can stick with it. So that was pretty much it for our second section. So for our third section, we have our weekly spreads. As you can see, I really love exploring different layout options throughout my months. So this is where the day-to-day planning happens. I have daily boxes for each day. Personally, these are the spreads that I refer to most often. In each box, I'll include my appointments, the things I want to do that day, and sometimes my thoughts too. There's no one size fits all, so I'm showing you different options because, as I said, I love creating different weekly layouts. And I also love to leave space for decorations like collage elements, doodles, or washi tape. Oh, and I know that this technically fits in the monthly section, but I sometimes love to include a little monthly recap using my Canon IV. I think it's so fun to see my month in a couple of images. Overall, I hope that this video helped you to see how I structure my bullet journal. I tried explaining it as clearly as I could in the way that I found most logical. But give yourself some time and space to explore the different spreads that work for you. After all, bullet journaling is a blank canvas that should absolutely work for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if this was helpful and what I should film next. Happy journaling!